later in the afternoon today on May 30th, and I've just gotten home from the airport and I'm already out in my garden just checking out to see where my roses are after my 2 weeks of being away. My lovely family has been taking care of them, watering them, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing what's going on with them. One thing I was going to plan on doing was I was planning on fish fertilizing this weekend, so I'm going to take a look and see if we need to do that. So here we have Eustacia Vi, and she is super blooming. Yay! Look at her. She's even got some spent blooms, which I think I'm going to have to deadhead some of these. This is still a little bit of sulfur left on from when I sprayed 2 weeks ago, but she's got some new growth. And yeah, definitely got to get in here and get deadheading so she'll keep blooming. Here's Princess Alexandra of Kent, and she has put on more growth and has lots of buds. And she's got a heavy stalk here, but look at that. Oh yeah, that's what I want to see. Am I gonna have to put supports on these roses? I guess I might. I didn't know that they'd be so floppy. So here's Golden Celebration. Wow, she is like moving right into the lavender here, and she's got a lot of heavy, beautiful blooms. I'm really getting in the way with my shadow here, aren't I? So she's this Golden Celebration. Of course, David Austin, these beautiful English rose styles. Just, oh man, this is beautiful. But I've got to get in here and deadhead these. And Marilyn Monroe. I don't even remember Marilyn Monroe being this huge last year, but wow, these are some incredibly gorgeous blooms on Marilyn Monroe. Still lots of new growth. And here's Harlow Carr. So Harlow Carr is also so spiky, but Harlow Carr has pretty blooms. This lavender has taken a huge leap. And here we have William P.J. McCarthy. Wow, William P.J., look how much taller William P.J. McCarthy is now. And just such nice upright growth. I love this. I'm feeling so happy about the strength of this rose. Strike It Rich. We knew this was going to be kind of a weird one, but we think that one of the dogs broke this off, but it's still putting a bloom out. Now, what's going on with all this yellowing under here? Is this one getting overwatered? Because it doesn't feel super wet down there. Why are there so many yellow leaves at the bottom of Strike It Rich? Okay, well, anyways, we've still got lots of tall growth on Strike It Rich. And there's Claire Austin. Claire Austin is blooming and looking so pretty. But again, I need to get in here and deadhead a little bit. But she's got a lot of nice upright vertical growth, so I'm excited about that. And Strike It Rich, what the hell is going on with this? What's this thing? Why is this so loppy and off to the side? Why is this so weak? Why am I getting this weird branch? I'm not sure what to do about that. Do I stake it up or I just cut it right off? Because do I really want to encourage this kind of weird floppy growth? I don't know. I'm not sure what to do about that. Anyways, my annuals are looking really good. This peony has not got any buds on it, but I know that's normal for peonies. Oh my gosh, this one, Strike It Rich, is also just totally invading Secrets Out. Why is it so weak down here? Do I break these canes off? Like, they're so flopped out. Oh, it did just break off. Whoops. I guess it's just really poorly attached. It's all kind of like, okay, well, so much for that one. All right, maybe that's just gonna happen with the other one. Here's Secrets Out. Secrets Out is putting on some new growth and has some things that we need to deadhead. Ooh, jeepers, this needs some water, doesn't it? Okay, oh, that is dry as a bone. Okay, I'm gonna have to put some water in that. So here's Love's Promise. Love's Promise is getting bigger for sure. Looks like Love's Promise has bloomed and needs to be deadheaded, but otherwise looking healthy. I'm seeing way less sawfly, which makes me happy. And then knowing, since I've come back from the UK, that a lot of those plants had sawfly and black spots, so I'm feeling less critical about my own roses. Westerland, Westerland, you are doing so great. Look how pretty you are. This is a nice basil break, but it's coming in the wrong direction, so that's probably gonna have to come off. But really, really pretty, flowy blooms. Queen Mary 2, she's got a nice bud there and a nice bud here, and she's coming along. And oh, sterling silver. I love sterling silver. Look at her lilac blooms. Again, it's a little bit of deadheading needed. She hasn't put on a lot of foliar growth, but she's got these beautiful blooms coming up top here. And nice strong stems, unlike the one over there that had the big piece come off of it. Here's Secret. So Secret has not put on a lot of growth, but is just a newbie too. So, and here's Fragrant Cloud, and Fragrant Cloud is also just incredibly floppy this year. And I had staked up the one part of it, but just huge, enormous, big, blossomy blooms. But it's really weighing the plant down. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with that, but maybe that's just how it is. And here's Sweet Mademoiselle. You know, slow and steady. I don't think we have any buds on Sweet Mademoiselle yet, but that's okay. And over here on Eustacia vine number 2, we have got some buds happening, which is awesome to see, and a lot more new growth. And Rosanna, oh, she's so shiny. Look at her. She's put on a lot of height. I love that. Blushing Drift is already blooming and needs to be deadheaded a little bit here. Here we have Crown Princess Margaretta, and she's got a beautiful bloom coming here. And she's put on a lot of height, which I'm pleased to see because she's a climber. So we'll try to get her going towards the pergola. And here's the Pope. Wow, look at that. Pope John Paul. Putting on some really pretty blooms. Oh, so fragrant. Loving the Pope there. Bad. And here's Laguna. Laguna is looking good. No buds yet. And here is Royal City. Oh, Royal City is putting up some buds here and has put on a lot of nice new growth. Here we have Golden Opportunity that's so shiny, looking so good, and healthy leaves. Look in here, these healthy leaves. So great to see, and putting up some buds here, Golden Opportunity. Ah, Gemini. Oh, I gotta watch out because there's fresh dog poo out here. Gemini is finally leafing out. Gemini, I'm so proud of you. You're looking awesome. And Dylan Rose. Oh, Dylan Rose is gonna bloom any day. Look at Dylan. She's setting up all these beautiful buds, ready to go. And here's Iceberg. Oh yeah, Iceberg. We saw you all over England, and you're ready to go with all of these big blooms. Looks really, really great. I'm kind of thinking about getting rid of this weird thing here. I don't know if it's adding much to Iceberg. And after I saw all the ways that they were putting their roses up on kind of wires and stuff, I think that I should probably just get rid of that obelisk. I don't know if it looks all that good there. So I don't know if maybe I should do it now or do it later. Maybe I do it at the end of the season. I don't really want to disrupt too much. But anyways, everybody's looking awesome. I'm gonna get to doing some deadheading and maybe cutting some of my roses to take them inside. And I just want to thank you for all the views for the Chelsea Flower Show and the other garden videos. I do have plans to put much more videos up, but I just need some time to do the editing of those. And yeah, it's been so much fun. It's 5:30 on May 30th now, and I've been outside for an hour. I'm starting to get really tired, actually. But I wanted to show you what I did today on my first few hours back in Canada. I did a bunch of deadheading and did some pruning of some crazy roses that were looking a bit. So I just deadheaded Eustacia Vi. I've got to get in here and do some weeding. Princess Alexandra of Kent, took a few off. Deadheaded Golden Celebration. These are the roses that I quote unquote deadheaded, but I actually cut and I'm going to bring inside because I think I could get a few days inside with them. Deadheaded this one, tidied up Harlow Carr. I tidied up Claire Austin with some deadheading, and I tried to kind of move some of her branches closer into the obelisk, but I realized that I was bending them and that was not doing them any favors, so I just kind of stopped. Strike It Rich had some crazy off the side branches, which were just weak. I tied them up with some twine to this bamboo post. That's probably not the best idea, but I just didn't know what else to do. So I don't know if they're getting caught in the wind or what, but they've got quite a lot of growth. So I'm just gonna see how that goes. And oh, it looks like I forgot to deadhead Secrets Out. So I'll go back and get my pruners. I bought this cute little basket at David Austin Roses, and here's my Milwaukee pruners that Olivia gave me for my birthday last year, which are just fantastic for deadheading. So what I've been doing is I've just been putting this old IKEA garbage can inside there and been deadheading into that basket. Yeah, I don't think that I didn't see as much disease when I was doing this as I did before, but just finished deadheading Secrets Out. Love's Promise needed one deadhead, but looks pretty stable. I deadheaded Westerland. I'm gonna let that new cane that's coming forward grow for now, but I do have a feeling that I'll be getting rid of that. Queen Mary 2, I didn't need to deadhead and she was kind of behaving. Sterling Silver, I cut a bloom, but I didn't need to deadhead anything. Fragrant Cloud, I really kind of did a number on. It had a lot of kind of falling down branches and blooms that were looking kind of really heavy. So I thinned it way out and I just pinned up this one onto a stake. But hopefully it's got these nice strong center canes, and I want to encourage those to grow strong and not the ones, I don't want it to spend all the energy into the side ones that were very droopy. Or this is Eustacia number 2. She hasn't fully bloomed. Rosanna hasn't bloomed. Blushing Drift, I just did a little bit of deadheading. Queen Princess Margaretta is just ready to set to bloom, and the Popes don't need deadheading yet. The rest of these in this part of the bed, I think because they are all much newer, they are still just setting their buds and going to bloom in the next week or so. I did remove that obelisk from Iceberg, which without too much difficulty, actually. Anyways, first day back, super happy. I'm going to see how tomorrow goes. I might do a fish fertilizer tomorrow if I'm not too terribly jet lagged. Good morning. It's May 31st. It's about 9:45 in the garden today, and the dogs are walked, but I need to get at the fish fertilizer on the young plants. It was about 4 weeks ago that I did the fish fertilizer last time. So I'm gonna do a foliar feed where I spread it all on top. This is the product that we're gonna be using as our fish fertilizer, and it's highly fragranced with dead fish. So I'm not gonna be using gardening gloves because the last time I used gardening gloves, they got all stinky and the smell did not come out of them. So I'm just gonna use plastic gloves. And so what I'm gonna do is put 80 mils into this 8-liter watering can, and I'm gonna get going on that. Baxter has come out this morning to help us do the fish fertilizer. Okay, so I've mixed up the fish fertilizer in here, and here I'm gonna put it on Dylan. And these guys in this part of the bed did not get watered because of the sprinkler system not being in yet. So I'm gonna give this a good 8 liters, and then I'll probably water it in with just the hose, just again to minimize the amount of dog interest in this rose. Okay, here's a small win, not win, but just to show how much growth these shrub roses and climbers are putting on, is that I'm gonna have to start moving their labels further away, and I'll show you Crown Princess Margaretta. So Crown Princess Margaretta has put on so much growth that I'm going to have to move her name tag out so that we can still see who she is despite all this great new growth that she's put on. So I had to do that for Laguna, Royal City, and surprisingly I had to do it for Gemini too, which Gemini was our little baby slow starter, so she's doing great now. I've finished putting the fish fertilizer on all of the new roses, and I have one more dose left, and so I'm torn on who I should give it to. So I decided to give the extra dose of fish fertilizer to Princess Alexandra of Kent. And part of me wonders, now that I'm out here kind of late morning, which I'm not usually out late morning, is I wonder, is she in a little bit too much shade here? I know she's probably gonna, she definitely gets 6 hours, but maybe she needs more than that. So anyways, I'm gonna give her the rest of the fish fertilizer. The other thing is this Eustacia vi number 1, is smaller than Eustacia vi number 2. So I do wonder if this little corner of the rose bed is just a little bit too shaded, and maybe I need to move these guys next year. But I'm gonna leave them be for now. So the other thing I'm gonna do after I do this last dose of fish fertilizer is I'm going to go around to the existing roses and dig in some of the Dirt and Grow organic rose fertilizer. And this is, I can't remember what I did. I just basically did a 1/4 cup handful around the roots and watered it in. So anyways, I've mentioned before, I really like this company, Evolve Dirt and Grow, and they're out of Manitoba, Canadian-made company, and they have some YouTube videos on how to use all of their products, and I'll put a link in the show notes below. Everybody's now fed, so that's 30 days between feeds with fish fertilizer and then with the granular rose fertilizer for the big girls. And you know what I did? I actually, Strike It Rich had so many kind of funny, weak branches coming off the sides that I actually took the ones that were smaller than a pencil off, even if they had buds in them, because I just didn't want to encourage it blooming on such spindly stems. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but it seemed like the right thing to do. So because there's some thicker canes that are starting at the very base of it. So it's really nice and sunny today with a very slight breeze. So hopefully everybody will have a happy day here. After this trip to the UK, it definitely, you know, makes me feel so lucky that I have the amount of space that I have here in my back garden to do this experimenting and trying and stuff. But you know, it's just so exciting to see all the different varieties, and I'm constantly just looking around my garden to think, where can I add another rose bed? How about here? How about I add some roses up here? So anyways, we'll see how it goes. But anyways, hope you have a great day, and signing off from the rose garden.